One day of my life, let's color it outside the lines. So bright, brighter than the rainbow. One night that we live tonight, let's ride till we're out of sight. So far, so they never fade down our halo.
What is going on, this month? This is American Coach and today we have a week 1 IBL match, team prep versus Jose and the Seattle Seadras. So, as you know, I played him before in the DBL. He's also in the DBL. So, he was last season and this season. He's the reigning champion currently. But anyways, I'm going to be going over the team that I built for his. If you remember, I have a pretty good draft. I actually have the image currently up here of that IBL draft thumbnail, which I've done for the past couple leagues. But anyways, I'm going to go over his team. He's got a pretty darn threatening team. He's got Zapdos, Garchomp, Tentacruel, Tyranitar, Cobalion, Gardevoir, Celebi, Uxie, Swellow, Type Null, and Blaziken. I mean, actually, thinking about it, it's actually above my head. I forgot. I hope you like the layout. I was working on it yesterday as of recording this, and I felt it turned out pretty nicely. Anyways, yeah, that's not really that important. But anyways, so start off, we have Hazel the Mew. So I asked on the, in the comments of the IBL draft video, the draft recap video, for a couple names for specific Pokemon, one of them being Mew, because Meow isn't that great of a name. As well as the nickname for Chandelure, Latitude13's biggest fan also commented the name Hazel for Mew, so I decided, why not, let's go with it. Anyways, we're rocking Munium Z, which is literally the best Z crystal in the game. It's awesome. We have Ice Beam, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and Psychic. Now, Mew is awesome because it can learn everything, and with his team, one thing that works really nicely against it is Ice and Ground. So I'm carrying, obviously, Ice on this guy, and may end up adding a ground type move, we'll see. I'm not sure if I will though, but anyways, yeah, so Ice Beam works really well against Zapdos, Garchomp, hits the Celebi really hard, Swallow, and a couple Pokemon. I think his only resistance is that Cobalion and the Blaziken, so nothing really resists it, which is really good. Next up is Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam is a decent fairy move. I want to actually double check if I need fairy. I mean, the reason I brought it was Tyranitar, but that's really the only thing it's good against. So we'll see. I may change it to ground, because obviously ground works well on Tentacruel and Tyranitar and Cobalion and Blaziken, and he's only got a couple Pokemon that are immune to it. But Shadow Ball is for the Psychic types, being the Gardevoir. Celebi, Ice Beam would be better for anyway, but just having it. Shadow Ball for the Uxie as well, because Uxie could be kind of an issue. And, yeah, and then Psychic, because I need Psychic in order for the Munium Z to work, and he has no Dark types except for Tyranitar on the team, so I need to be careful about that. But otherwise, I can use Munium Z Psychic on everything. Even his Psychic types don't want to really take that. I mean, if he has a max special defensive Uxie, then Uxie would be able to take that just fine, but otherwise, nothing really wants to take that, so, you know. Anyways, Mew is going to be really helpful, and Mew's just a great Pokemon in general, but we're rocking a fast special sweeper set, max special attack, max speed with timid nature and 4 in special defense. So, if Zapdos has a speed boosting nature, it's a speed tie with Zapdos. I believe Cobalion outspeeds by default. Celebi is a speed tie if it's max speed. Swallow outspeeds by default, and everything else is slower than Mew. So, Mew doesn't have that much to worry about, which is really, really, really nice. So, that is Mew for us. Next up, I didn't mean to click on Shredder yet. We have Lissa the Alolan Ninetales. We're going to Sylvest because I have a full attacking moveset with Snow Warning, so I can make use of Slush Rush as well as 100% Blizzards, but I've got Blizzard, Moonblast, Aurora Veil, and Hidden Power Ground. Blizzard, obviously, being in the hail, hits 100% of the time, and as I said, Ice works really well against his entire team. He only has that 2 resistances to it, so Lissa's going to be super helpful. Lissa outspeeds everything on his team, base speed-wise. With the Timid, it outspeeds everything, because base 109 is faster than Cobalion, which is base 108, and nothing is faster than that, except for Swallow, but Swallow is not going to be able to one-shot Lissa anyway. At least it should be able to. It might, you know, I don't know. Anyways, that's not important. But we're rocking Moonblast, because Moonblast is a good Fairy-type move. I believe I think Cobalion and Blaziken are his only resistances to Fairy, so once again, Fairy works really good against his entire team as well. Aurora Veil is both screens, and I can set them up in the hail, and that works out nicely for me. Hidden Power Ground, as I said, Ground works good against his entire team. It helps against Pokemon like the Cobalion and the Blaziken, which resists both Blizzard and Moonblast. So, yeah, that should work out pretty nicely. It'll also hit the Tyranitar fairly decently. Moonblast will do more damage because it is stab as well, but Hidden Power Ground, just because, you know, I mean, Moonblast is technically a safer move altogether, but, you know. Anyways, I really like this moveset for Listen. I think this should be very helpful for us. But we're rocking the same set as Hazel, max special attack and max speed, 4 in special defense. Actually, I think put 4 in defense. No, I just put him in regular defense. So anyways, yeah. So pretty cool stuff. That's what we're rocking for Miss Lissa here. And next up, we have Shredder, our Slush Rush, Sand Slash Alola and Sand Slash, I don't know why I said that, with the Chople Berry, because of a lot of his Pokemon get fighting type moves. Cobalion is one of the big reasons I have it. I'm not sure if I can survive a fighting type move, but I decided, just in case Earthquake doesn't one-shot it, you know what, why not? I don't know how many rockers he has. I know he has Uxie and Garchomp, actually, and Tyranitar. Cobalion might get rocks too, so he's got a lot of rockers. But as far as I know, he does not have... He has one defogger, being Zapdos. So, that being his only form of hazard removal, hopefully this thing should be very nice. But why am I running a bulky physical sweeper set when I have Slush Rush? I mean, I guess in Slush Rush this is actually boosted up to what? 312? 332. I mean, that's not bad. That's almost as fast as Lissa, so that's gonna outspeed most everything. So I should actually I should speed creep to match up with Lissa. Alright, there we go. That's actually perfect. I didn't even mean to do that, and I put it perfectly. So anyways, that's the set we're going to be running, so that I have just enough speed to be as fast as Lissa, which means I will outspeed everything that threatens Shredder, so that works out very nicely. Earthquake, as I said, Ground works really good against his entire team. Zapdos, Uxie, and Swallow are the only ones that avoid the ground type moves, which is really good. Icicle Crash is just probably the strongest ice type move physically, which also, I think, it also has a chance to flinch, so that could be really useful. It also, as I said, wrecks through his entire team. I believe, Tentacruel, Cobalion, and Blaziken are his only resistances to ice. So, that, yeah, because of the water typing. So, you know what? That works out pretty nicely. Shadow Claw is mainly for the good psychic types such as Uxie and Gardevoir. Thinking about it, actually, it may be more beneficial to run a steel type move. It may be more I think it actually would be more beneficial to run Iron Head or something like that. So, and yeah, and then we have Rapid Spin to get up, because he's got several rockers on his team, and I can get rid of them, and I don't have to worry about the Zapdos having the defog, because I do have, I mean, I only have one Pokemon that takes 25%, but anyways, that is one of my big keys to the match, because it's also my fastest Pokemon. Anyways, you see we're rocking max attack with an Adamant Nature. This thing is going to hit super hard, has enough speed investment, so that's going to outspeed everything on his team, except for the Swallow and the Cobalion. No. Swallow is the only thing that I think outspeeds. Wow, that's actually perfect. This is great, because Swallow is the only thing that can outspeed, and Swallow can definitely not one-shot this thing. So, this will have enough speed to outspeed Swallow. Has 4 in special defense just to take a little bit of a hit, and then the rest in HP, so it can have a lot more health and take a lot more hits. So, and we have Chople Berry just because he's got a couple Pokemon that run fighting type moves and that can one-shot this thing. So, pretty cool stuff. Next up, we have Kitty the Electivire Rock and a Choice Scarf because, you know, I like to do that. With Motor Drive because of that Zapdos. With Earthquake, Ice Punch, Low Kick, and Wild Charge. So, once again, Ice and Ground work really well against his entire team. Low Kick is mainly for the Tyranitar, which can take an Earthquake and a Ice Punch relatively well from this Pokemon. And then Wild Charge is there because it's stronger than Thunder Punch, and it'll hit harder on some of those bulky psychic types, such as like Uxie and Celebi. I mean, Ice Punch would be better for Celebi anyway, but at the same time, just having Wild Charge could be very decent, because he only has one immunity to it, and I believe only one resistance, being, Watch, yeah, one resistance being Celebi, and then the one immunity being Garchomp. But Garchomp doesn't want to come in on this thing, because if it's not Scarf, then Kitty will outspeed it. I think Garchomp has like 2 or 3 higher base speed. It's base 1 or 2. Okay, so anyway, it's still the point is that Scarf-wise, Kitty still outspeeds it. But we're rocking a max max physical attack, max speed, adamant nature with 4 and special defense set. So this thing is going to be hitting super hard. It's going to be outspeeding everything because of that Scarf. So I just want to calc and see exactly how much you might have seen that. I don't know. See exactly how much how fast he is. So he ends up being 433 points. Holy crap, this thing is fast. So that's very, very nice. Anyways, yeah, that's what we're running on Kitty. Kitty's, once again, it's just a great Pokemon to have. And the next 2 Pokemon are my actual walls, because the rest of my team is very offensive heavy. Next up, we have Bubblebutt, the Empoleon, with Rocky Helmet. Defiant this time because I don't need Defog, because we have a Rapid Spinner. We have Knockoff, Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Stealth Rock. So once again, Ice and Ground work really well against this entire team. Knockoff is just a good move to get rid of any possible Scarfers or any choice items or any life orbs or any leftovers on some mons that might be bulky and irritating. But as you see, we're rocking max HP so I can live some attacks. We're rocking a Brave Nature because everything on his team, I believe, has a higher base speed than this thing. So there's no way it's not outspeeding. Except for Type Null, which has base 59. But at the same time, Type Null doesn't scare this thing that much. Wow, Tentacruel is actually really fast. I knew that it outsped Empoleon, but I just didn't know it was base 100. That's insane. Anyways, still all my 4 Pokemon before this outspeed the Tentacruel by note. And the Tentacruel doesn't actually really want to face any of them, except for maybe Lissa, because Lissa has the Hidden Power Ground. That's about it to attack it, because I'm not running Freeze Dry. But we're rocking the Rocky Helmet because of the Tyranitar, the Garchomp. The Cobalion is a huge reason for that too. If I end up predicting something and I want to go into Bubblebutt, maybe to sack it off, it'll have the Rocky Helmet and it'll take some physical damage, which would be really, really nice. Stealth Rocks, just to get up rocks, because he's got several Pokemon that take 25% from them. Zapdos and Swellow are the only 2 that actually take 25%, excuse me, but chip damage is just helpful against every Pokemon. I think Cobalion is his only resistance to it, which is really, really, really nice. So yeah, we're rocking max HP, 200 in attack because of Earthquake and Knockoff, and then 56 in special attack, so Ice Beam hits just that little bit harder. And then, yeah, Brave Nature, obviously, so I can have more in attack and not lower either my defense or my special attack stats. So, pretty cool stuff. And finally, we're bringing Pudge the Venusaur with the Payapa Berry, which lowers the power of Psychic-type moves. Lowers the power of a Psychic-type super effective move, which he has the Gardevoir, and he has the Uxie and the Celebi. So that's really the main reason I'm running the Payapa Berry. With Overgrow, because I don't really need Chlorophyll, because I'm not going to be running a Sunny Day set, because Ice is much more important to my team than Sun. But once again, Ground and Ice work really well against his entire team. That's why I'm running Earthquake and Hidden Power Ice. Giga Drain, because it's a good stab move. He does have a couple resistances to it, being the Blaziken, Swallow, Celebi, and Zapdos. But at the same time, and the Cobalion, but all those Pokemon are weakened by Earthquake. Yeah, well, actually, they take damage from either Earthquake or Hidden Power Ice. That is why having Ground and Ice on this team is so important, because it hits so many of his Pokemon, and it can really change the tide. Sleep Powder, if I get the chance to put a Big Threat to sleep, if it decides to try to set up or something like that, that'd be really, really good. So anyways, we're rocking a fairly interesting set. We have max HP with 200 in special attack because of Giga Drain and Hidden Power Ice, which are the more important moves. Earthquake is just the most powerful move that this thing is running anyway. So Earthquake will do a lot of damage. We're rocking 32 in special defense because of those Psychic types. It'll help me take a Psychic move better. And we have the 24 in attack for Earthquake. And yeah, we're rocking a Mild Nature, lower in physical defense, because that's not the most important thing. Because Swellow will one-shot this thing most of the time, no matter what. And this, it was a max defense Venusaur. But you know what? Yeah, so that is the team we were running for Jose. I don't know why I decided to click validate, but it is valid. So, I'm really excited for this match. I hope we can do really well. It'd be really awesome to pull out a victory for our first battle in the IBL, the regular season, rather than just specifically the IBLAL, where I did okay. I did 2-4, but not that great. So I'd like to pull out a win because that'd be really, really nice. And yeah, I think the team that I built will work very nicely for his team. It helps it. Lissa outspeeds literally everything that threatens it. So I'm kind of nervous for this match because Jose is also really, really good. So anyways, really enjoyed this team prep. If you did, I'd like to appreciate it. In the description below, you'll find a link to Jose's channel as well as the IBL Twitter. So thanks so much for watching. Let's go Nidokings.